Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing Family Brouhaha, the latest film from Femi Adebayo. Yes, the same Femi Adebayo you know as a renowned actor in front of the camera. On this one though, he serves as director, bringing to life a story about a family in chaos. Family Brouhaha stars Joke Silva, Jaye Kuti, Wale Ojo, Timini Edbusu, Ejiro Najefe. So many amazing actors. Popular names, popular faces, good talent, not so good talent. It's a whole mix. Whoever you can think of in Nollywood is more or less in this film. When the story starts, it does the hard work of catching us up on all the many characters scattered all around the country. Now, these guys, as it quickly establishes, are very frivolent spenders. They are the Brimo descendants, so they are heir to crazy amount of money and all waving this platinum card that just tells you straight up that the money here doesn't. In fact, one of them even says it literally in the film that the money in this account doesn't finish. So she doesn't understand why the cashier is telling her that there's a card error. So long story short, the matriarch of the family, played by Joke Silva, has blocked all the accounts. And in exchange for that, I'm not exactly sure because the film doesn't really explain why they all end up that weekend in Abuja. So it is my understanding that she has demanded their presence or they have to come back to see her. It's a little confusing. But long story short, everybody has to come back using the family jet to Abuja to spend the weekend with their mom. Now, it also turns out that that weekend is her birthday weekend. But the story doesn't exactly tie it one-to-one that it is because of the birthday she wants them to come back. So there's some of them who believe they're just going there to fight and raw for the money that is rightfully theirs. So it just bits and pieces of this kind of confusion is kind of thing that we see throughout this film. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But long story short, everybody comes back with their many interesting facets. There is Wale Ojo and his wife, played by Jaye Kuti, and there are two kids. And then there is Shafi Bello and her husband, played by Ifeanyi Kalu, and their own two grown-up kids. And then there is These the Great and his wife, and their own drama, and it's a lot. It's a lot. For starters, I thought the casting in this film is very interesting because when you see father and mother and you see who's playing their kids, sometimes you start to wonder, well, the age gap, but it's not that deep, so we're not going to pay attention to that. That's what I'm usually like. But it gets you thinking a lot of the times, if I'm being honest. Now, generally, I thought that this film was not an ambitious one. I mean, family drama is something we've seen a lot of times. It's something that has been, well, can I say overflogged? It has been overflogged because if you think about it, there's so many movies that have, tried to tackle this in very leisure ways, comedic ways, and so it's nothing new. And Family Brouhaha does this thing where it doesn't even attempt to want to reinvent the wheel. So, long story short, it has nothing new to say. It's just like, let's make a film, tell a story about a family, and weekend. And has nothing to say. And what we get courtesy of that is lazy storytelling at its finest, if I'm being honest. It was extremely lazy. From the dialogues to a lot of the directing decisions, to a lot of the lighting decisions, framing decisions. I felt it from the moment the film started. There was this scene where Wale Ojo was at this car showroom to go get his wife a car, when his own car, his own sequence of where his car didn't work. You could see the way the shots were framed, and there was this particular shot that, and it kept repeatedly being used. I could not see his face. And it wasn't like it was an artistic decision or something. You could just tell that whoever the lights guy was probably had signed off for the deal. Like, come on, you guys signed me up for 12 to 6. This is 6:05. I ain't shooting anymore. That was how it felt. Now, there were things like this littered throughout this film. And it's funny because the Brimo family is supposed to be like the epitome of wealth and luxury. But let's just say I did not really feel it. Not in the way they carried themselves, not in the way they exactly dressed. Now, so their dress for the most part looked expensive, I guess. But not necessarily expensive, looked elaborate. Sometimes too elaborate for the situation. But nothing about the Brimo family, honestly, exceeded the wealth I was supposed to believe that they had. So that was one thing. And like I said, generally, lazy storytelling, I think that was just the biggest problem of this film. It wasn't exactly enjoyable. I was bored to my bones. And then there was this thing he tried to do with the ending. See, there's something I've noticed with Nollywood films generally, or Nollywood drama that is not high concept. They do this thing where they want to give you a twist because they feel like a story without a twist is not it. Now, so they don't care exactly how well done that twist is, what the setups to that twist will be, or so that the payoff will be good. They don't know none of that. That's this is the twist. Identify it. Close the end. So the twist in this one at the very end was as stupid as you can. It was extremely stupid. It was by the time the twist was done, I felt this was my face because it's even sadder or funnier because once that twist is shown, next thing you're seeing is the end credits. We need to be serious. And the thing is, we went to cinemas. Yeah, that's Family Brouhaha, a very brouhaha-ish film, and I do not recommend it. I honestly, genuinely do not recommend it. It was just a joke. Yeah. And because the film was a joke, treated me like a joke, I am, in all honesty, leaving this review in a fitting, joking manner, joke for joke, horror for horror, that kind of thing. But yeah, let me know. Have you seen Family Brouhaha? Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah. But please, I need a good film. I feel like I've been on a roll talking about films that are not so good, and I'm tired. I need a break. I need a good film. Heaven, please send me a good film. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about Family Brouhaha, and if you're in agreement with what I said or not, whatever the case, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.